Part of the success was really the collaboration we had. It was just amazing how you kept taking our ideas and developing them, and sending us sketches, and we'd send photos and you'd send sketches. And so it was that sort of collaboration that makes this a unique place, a unique sculpture, and a unique part of the garden. My wife Susan and I are both professional landscape architects, so we're very used to process. And we have worked with artists on other projects, but having artists who understand process and who can take the lead in developing the process that's unique to the project. You were a good listener and a quick responder, then that gave us a lot of confidence that the process wasn't empty, that the process was working. We saw that you had a real skill for creating curves that are beautiful from every angle. And so that then gave us confidence you could do the same thing with other biomorphic forms, such as getting exactly the right curves and motion in the corten leaves of this simulated wetland plant. And so that gave us the confidence that these dragonflies wouldn't look out of place here. That the curve of and forms of the corten are really what connect these brilliant objects to this landscape, and they wouldn't fit any other way. And yet, had these not been as good as the dragonflies, it would have failed. So it wasn't just the dragonflies, which we knew you could do because we'd seen the earlier model, but looking at the plants and our knowledge of plants and how they and the colors that fit with mudstone could bring it all together and integrate it and literally root it in the ground. So the process was, bringing all those parts together. Well, the first thing is that's an awfully big truck. And by the time these things are wrapped, they're just huge. Bit by bit by bit, it was coming out of the bubble wrap and emerging. And, oh, look, there's the head. Oh, look, there's the wing. And then there's another wing. So yeah, it's very exciting. To me, by far the most exciting part was when we carried it down and put it here. Because again, it's very, very specifically fitted to this context. Seeing it in context to me, and we work around here every day, we come down and enjoy it every day. To me, that's a real pleasure. A very important part of this context is that it responds to the changing light, but it also responds to the atmosphere and to the wind. And you can see that even in a gentle wind, you get this beautiful motion. And the leaves also move. And this is a very windy site, so we get a lot of that. And it just brings the whole thing alive. And the way it responds to the light, the way it responds to the season, the way it responds to the breeze or to the storm. I've come down here in a really howling storm, just to see it, and it responds gracefully. Even 75 kilometer-an-hour winds whipping through here, and it's responding beautifully. So that's very much part of my enjoyment of it, is the way it takes on but also gives back the qualities of the landscape in the sky. We certainly show it off. We show off the whole garden, and this is come on, see what's around the corner, So yeah, everybody's blown away. It's an amazing piece. Also, I want to point out, because I'm very near, the intricacy of those welds. Welding stainless steel is very, very difficult. The skill required to actually carry this off, the technical skill, is as extraordinary as the physical form. And your collaboration with the artisans, your knowledge of the materials, that's all embedded in this. So when I show it to my friends, I always point out, look at that weld, that's perfect. So's that one, so's that one, so's that one, so's that one. And as you look around the garden, this is very rustic. These are very rough stone walls that we built. And even though these are beautifully formed, they're very coarse and rough. And then to have this degree of finesse to kind of light up this whole area, to me, is the perfect fit. That it's technically right. It's formally right, it's right in terms of the context. They all come together, and each of those is a layer. Each of that's a dimension. And then also the idea of a, of a heritage that this will last many generations, and so that it's making a statement today. Times will change, but we're looking at a very long life with these kinds of works. And to me, that it's like planting a tree, celebrating nature in a profound but beautiful way, maybe even a whimsical way. But it's the kind of investment that I consider like planting a tree. You're not doing it just for yourself. You're doing it for hopefully a very long future. So it has all these dimensions together, and we're very pleased.